Hey, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. This is episode 95, and I'm your host, Christopher Norwood.
And I'm your host, Robert Melton.
How are you, buddy?
Doing pretty damn good.
It's a big week for you.
This is a week I've been looking forward to for about 4 years now.
Yeah, yep. 2020, yeah. It's here.
Since we've seen that first itty-bitty video of some gameplay from a monkey.
That little glimpse of the Monkey King.
Yep, Goku. Son
That's right.
Goku.
Mm-hmm.
Goku-san.
But yeah, the game is here. I would ask what you've been up to, but I know the answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week's episode's thumbnail was of Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. And this week's will also probably be Black Myth Wukong. So obviously you'd know that clicking on this, or maybe you're listening on Spotify or something else. So, but yeah, this will be a very Black Myth Wukong heavy episode.
Monkeys and cats.
Yep.
Because I've been playing a little game called Cat Quest.
Very true. And we also have some more GamesCon stuff to go over.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. We'll probably honestly save some for next week, just so there's there's a ton of stuff has come out. Honestly, what we have in our notes isn't even close to all of it.
Mm-mm. Yeah, there's a lot of big game trailers and previews that we for videos we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, and also some like TV shows, and we're gonna be going over one of them today. But before we get too deep, I'm gonna go ahead and run this intro.
Run it. Let me see if you can run it.
They don't talk about her. He might be a local around these parts in Virginia, but
Is
he's a
he
bad
local?
guy. Chris Brown's from Norfolk, I think.
Oh, I didn't know.
Something like that.
All right, so Chris Brown and Drake. Okay, we don't talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Trey Songz has any.
I know he's local.
Yeah, he's definitely local from Petersburg. You've actually you used to work with his stepbrother, right?
I did. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed you remember that. I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about it.
When you used to work at a local pharmacy.
Mm-hmm. First job.
Look at that.
Good times.
Did you ever ask him for some money?
No, but he would. He has like a Rolex that he got from him.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
actually
cool.
really dope.
I was gonna say he wore it, but I don't think he did. But he at least told me he had a Rolex, so I'm trusting him.
Yeah. That's pretty good for being a stepbrother.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
bad.
At least get like a Rolex and get a Rolly.
Yeah.
It's a Rolly, not
Got
a
that rolling
stopwatch.
on.
Shit don't ever stop. Shit, we can't talk about him. Fuck.
Dude.
Damn it. I just have so many Drake references in my arsenal.
It seems so.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, very cool lore, though. I don't have any close people to celebrities like that. You're probably the closest one, being honest. I used to work with a girl that, well, she was a lady, older, probably in her 60s, but she used to date Bruce Springsteen. So that's pretty interesting.
Speaking of Trey Songz, again, this is just what she had said, but she said she slept with Trey Songz. I work with a woman who's slept with Trey Songz.
You work with one? Like currently?
Well, she used to be in my department, but she still works at the Mint.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty
yeah,
nuts.
I fucked them. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this kind of makes me a celebrity myself, just knowing all these people
Yeah, you're
that know them. I feel like I know these people secondhand.
yeah, you're just proximity, so
Yeah, proximity, celeb.
how's it feel to be famous?
Just trying not to let it get to my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one day at a time. That's all we can do.
Are you wearing new glasses today?
I'm just wearing glasses today.
Yeah, I guess it has been a while since I've seen your glasses probably.
Yeah, once I got contacts, well, I've had contacts for a while, but once I like renewed my prescription, I almost say subscription every time. Once I renewed my prescription, I just started wearing contacts again. But
Gotcha.
going glasses, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely better for like the gaming. Been doing some gaming lately.
You got
I
some blue light lenses on there?
You know it.
Hell yeah.
You know it.
So you can put on them fucking hours, dog.
I've been trying. I need to start doing some more gaming, but I think I did pretty good. I did beat a game that I had just mentioned, Cat Quest 3. Not the biggest accomplishment because it is a pretty small indie game, but it was a lot of fun.
I mean, hey, that's like 2 games and probably 2 to 3 weeks. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, no, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
I mean, I personally have beat like 3 games.
We don't care. We don't care. That wasn't your New Year's resolution. It was mine.
That's true. But honestly, it's kind of pushed me in a way to like be more I don't know, resolute. Is that maybe the proper word for it? Just to be ambitious on that path and just finish games that I've
Okay.
been playing.
Okay.
And honestly, one of the only games that I really care that I haven't finished is probably Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll eventually get to it. I know exactly where I'm at in the game, so it's kind of like I always think about it. That way I'm not like straying from the path. You know what I mean? So I can get right back into it, and I'll probably just have to learn the controls.
Right. You think about it here and there just to kind of stay refreshed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
This is the last thing I did. I beat this guy. Now I need to do this. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't need to restart.
Yeah. I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday, and she brought you up. She was like, yeah, Chris is never going to play Final Fantasy. 'Cause she's been listening to the podcast.
16.
Yeah. She was like, he's never going to get to it.
I did, because I'm on my long break now. It's coming to an end. I got to go back to work tomorrow. But I've been playing a little bit. I haven't like put in like hours and hours, but I'm still picking it up.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're wrong, Ashley.
Well,
Well, I guess you could be right because I'm playing it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is what it is.
Yep.
But before we get into our main things, what else have you been up to aside from Cat Quest 3 and Sun Wukong, I guess? Or Black Myth Wukong, my bad.
Not playing, but Elaine and I are still, keeping up with Naruto. We're still watching a bunch of Naruto.
Okay.
We're still in the tuning exams. The tuning exams is a pretty big arc. For those of you that know, Gaara has just fought Rock Lee.
Gaara.
Yep.
Gourd guy.
That's a pretty...
Sandman.
There's one scene in particular that's pretty iconic. So,
when he drops his fucking weights.
actually, yes.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Bro, I know my shit.
Okay, my bad.
I maybe have seen like
kudos.
6 episodes, but
Kudos.
I know my shit.
So right now, Elaine is kind of riding that Rock Lee high.
Fuck yeah.
She's team Rock Lee.
So now she can come in here and be like, oh my God, that's the guy.
Well, she said that the other day. She
Oh,
was like,
really?
oh, wow. I just, I never noticed. You told me about it, but like now I see it. That's him.
That is
Bushy
broccoli.
Broccoli. But yeah.
You
bushy
can't
brows.
see it, but there's a rug of broccoli over here.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty sick.
It is sick.
But we watched a little bit more of Return of the King. We're just slowly making progress on that. We're
Dude,
like
you
halfway
haven't
through
finished
that.
it yet?
Nah, 'cause we'll like watch a bunch of Naruto and play games, and then it's like, oh yeah, we need to, watch some Lord of the Rings. Well, I was telling her, I was
You're
like,
gonna have to do a rewatch just to fucking recap it.
pretty much. I was like, by the time I finish this, I feel like I'll be ready to rewatch them again.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like this really big. We're watching the extended
Yeah.
versions.
They're long as fuck.
But each movie has like 3 other discs that come with it, just for like the special features, and just like a bunch of bonus features. So I'm pretty excited to go through all that stuff too.
Dude, do you remember when like DVDs and shit would have like games on them, like related to like the movies? Did you ever play those? They would be like really stupid games, but they'd just be like little mini games. Really?
I don't remember that.
Oh.
Is there one in particular, like an example you have?
No, I mean it was usually like animated stuff, but
But that would be like, you'd have play movies, settings,
exactly.
bonus features, and then one of them would be like a game you could
Yeah.
play? No, I don't remember that at all.
Interesting.
Dang, I was missing out.
Yeah.
Dang. Maybe that will be something that I kind of see in a future movie we watch, and then it like unlocks some memory for me.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh, I do remember these. We did watch Princess Mononoke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How
'cause
was that?
I hadn't seen that, and that was really good.
Really?
That was really good. Really enjoyed that. But other than that, we've been hanging out with Remus. Nothing new there. We did make some more banana chocolate chip bread. That was really good. I did meet her best friend, Sydney. That was fun. We played some Everdell. I beat ass in Everdell.
Wrecked
I'm
'em.
sure y'all aren't too surprised there.
Bro's a god.
But that's about it. That's
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Like you said, Black Myth Wukong. Yeah.
Sick.
So been gaming, been watching, been hanging. Yeah. It's been a
Yeah.
good long break. I'll say that.
That's what's up. I feel like I need to, like, take notes throughout the week and, like, what stuff I do. Because I'll just, like, forget shit. Like, I literally forgot last week that I went to a convention that weekend, like, before the episode. Like, I went to the Oddities and Curiosities
Oh shit, we didn't even
thing.
talk about this.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I completely forgot about it.
I know,
Like,
but
yeah, I went to it.
a lot of times we'll talk about stuff beforehand, not just on the podcast. But I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was going on. I'm being
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah, that wasn't this past weekend, but the weekend before that. But yeah, I went to that. This weekend, Collecticon's coming up. For some reason, I thought it was this past weekend.
I know I'm pretty bummed about that. I wanted to go, and I feel like I could have made it work, but it would have been something I definitely would have attended if I was off. But
No, it's like coming up this weekend.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to work. I have to work graveyards, and again, I think I could have figured it out to where I could have attended, but you made it seem like you weren't going, and that's not something I kind of want to go to.
I don't
by
really
myself.
have any. If you were going, I would probably go, but otherwise, it wouldn't.
Damn, how does that feel that this weekend Kratos is going to be in the same city
Dude.
that you live in?
Not only Kratos, but Waka Flocka.
Oh, dude, yeah, you sent me that.
And the guy who sings the Pokemon theme song, all going to be in the same building.
Well, he like attends all the
I know,
Collecticons.
Yeah. But it would still be iconic to see it once.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That's like one of those like bucket list things.
It's
Gotta see it
fucking
once.
something you've been listening to for 25 years.
Right.
You know? One of the most iconic songs of all time, you know?
Pretty much. That would have been crazy, dude. So like on the same weekend, I heard the main theme.
I
of
go
Pokemon.
hard in the motherfucking paint.
Is that him?
That's Waka Flocka.
I could have heard the main theme. I could have bought Pokemon. Could have seen Kratos, and then could have witnessed Waka Flocka put on a set.
That's honestly kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of stacked though. I mean,
Yeah.
just aside from that, you got like a bunch of like OG voice actors and actresses and celebrities, and it's
Yo, Richmond puts on. They always put
I
on.
put on for my. No,
Put
that's
on.
not Waka Flocka, but
Is that give me a sec. I put on for my city. Put on. Young Jeezy?
I want to say it might be Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy. Put on.
We're gonna get roasted if it's not.
I know. I was either thinking him or gosh, I can literally see the dude's face. It's definitely not Future.
You don't think it's Jeezy?
Shit. Once you find out, don't tell me.
It is Young Jeezy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Young Jeezy. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That sixth grade brain's coming back.
Thanks, dude. I need to have more confidence in myself.
Yeah.
I should have been like, fuck yeah, it's Young Jeezy.
Fuck yeah.
But no, that's it. So is other than the convention. Well, yeah, let's start there. How was that? Did you get anything?
I actually did not. I went out of there with a sticker that was given to me. That was it.
Did you see anything that was tempting? Where you're like, I want that.
I
I want that raccoon playing the banjo.
So there are these things called soft mounts, and it's not like a standard taxidermy. That's kind of what it is. The Oddities and Curiosities con is like pretty much just a bunch of like
Skulls, insects,
bones,
taxidermy,
fucking
resin.
taxidermy, yeah, just weird shit. But yeah, there's this thing called a soft mount, and it's not like a regular taxidermy where they just stuff it and put it in formaldehyde or whatever the fuck. But it's literally, it's like you can move it and configure it almost.
Oh.
But there was this person selling these like foxes like that. And bro, I don't even know if any part of it was fake or real, but they look so fucking real. There was people like carrying them around, and I was like, oh, look at their dog. Dude, wasn't a dog. And I was like, they're awfully still, and they had him kind of like cradled like a baby. So it was like weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that dog is so cute. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't even real. So we finally, towards the end of the day, when we're about to leave, we walk by that booth and we see it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh my God, those are so cool. And we asked the price, like $1,200.
Oh,
and we seen like at least 3 or 4 people just walking around. Seen like a 19-year-old kid walking around with one of those. I was like, bro,
Right.
just spent 3 months paychecks on this fucker.
That dude's been saving up all year.
Yeah. But honestly, dude, it's fucking mind blowing how good of a, like, it just looks so real. I can't, there's no other way to describe it.
No, that's definitely cool. Definitely a novelty piece.
Yeah,
Not
for sure.
something you see.
Like if
every
I had
day.
the expendable cash just to blow $1,200 like that, I'd have one.
Were they all like the same kind of red fox, or was
No,
there anything
it's like-
unique,
Yeah, different,
a little different, more exotic?
yeah, different coats. There was like a black one. Like a seen like a almost like a white coat, but like more of like a blonde, I guess. And then there was like gray. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
the gray fox.
Yep.
Stop right there.
PTSD.
Stop right there. Say no more. Say less.
Say less.
But
yeah,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, the con was fun. What I've been doing this week? Nothing. Editing.
Haven't you and
waiting
Ken been
for-
playing some other games?
Oh yeah. We downloaded Sea of Thieves. We played that one night. We just haven't had a chance to play it again. God, that game's fucking massive. A lot of updates since the last time I played it years ago. But what did I tell you? How big that game was? It's like over 100 gigs.
Yeah.
But
It was
it's
definitely over 100.
Yeah, it was fucking massive.
Wukong was over 100.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we've been playing that. Dead by Daylight. I found this really OP build for Michael Myers. So I've been playing a lot of Killer. Bro, there's this item. I never really read it. And I don't remember it ever doing this, like back in the day, when I would play him a lot. But I just played him one day, and then we were going against him as survivors. And he was just fucking coming out of nowhere. No terror radius. You wouldn't even know he was there. Just around the corner. Fucking get stabbed. And I'm like, what is happening, dude? This dude's like hacking or something. Well, there's this add-on item that you can get for Michael. It's called the Scratched Mirror. And if you use his like, the fuck is it called? It's almost like a tunnel ability where he'll look at you. He'll like stalk you. I think that's might be what it's called, the stalking. You just kind of hit right click or whatever if you're on controller. But it'll usually build his gauge if you don't have this item. And once you get it to the max, you can hit somebody even after at full health, and then they'll pretty much drop, and then you can hook them. But with this one, with this add-on intact, the meter doesn't build at all, but you can see people through walls. Dude, it's so OP. Like I've almost every game I've played, probably 9 out of 10 games that I've played with that build, it not only scares the shit out of people because you're just there when they turn a corner because you can see where they're going
right
behind a wall. So I'll just wait. But it's so OP because I'm dropping people like left and right. So I win every time. I can just hook 4 survivors and just win.
So definitely.
So I
like
always
a
at
meta
least let one person out.
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be some type of meta. But I would usually always play the one that you just get tier 3, run that out on, you get tier 3, and it just stays there. So every time you hit somebody, it knocks them down automatically. And that's pretty OP too, but this shit's way more OP when you get to see him
Do
everywhere.
do a lot of people do that if they're playing like a more cheesy build? They'll let like one survivor survive and like win.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of it's like a good community in that way. It's like people aren't like too
Sweaty.
sweaty. Yeah. Some people are. Some people are assholes.
Yeah, I don't lose.
Yeah. But a lot of people are pretty cool about that. Because, I mean, you get your blood points, I guess, what you progress with your characters,
Mhm.
regardless of how you've done the match. And you do get a bonus for, like, surviving or killing everybody, but it's not, like, that big
Right.
to where it really matters. So, yeah. Yeah, if you play Dead by Daylight, check that build out. If you don't, which is probably, then sorry for the rant.
They're like, what are they talking about? Hooking? Is this a horror fishing game? What is this?
Yeah. You can catch Michael Myers.
Gotta be quicker than that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's, and I don't really think about playing anything else. I've just been on edge trying to fucking play Wukong.
Hell yeah.
Well, then I found out Monday night, because it came out in the U.S. on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Found out Monday night it didn't come out until 10, which is my strict bedtime that I have to, go to bed. Sometimes I'll
very
push
strict.
it, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
start a game at 10 because I'll
Yeah.
just be on that bitch forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was pretty disappointed to know that it released. I do like that it was a worldwide release though at this exact same time, so that was cool. But yeah, had to wait.
Was that when he was born? Was 10?
No, and I think it released at like maybe 10 a.m. or something. I don't know when it was in like China,
That
but
makes
like
sense.
since it was worldwide, it
Yeah.
was like more focused on the West.
Yeah, for us it was like 10 at night. Okay.
Or the East, I guess. But yeah.
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 No, it was east, but it's his journey to the west.
Exactly.
Silly.
Exactly. This man's fucking risen me up with all his mythos.
No, because I understand nothing about this game,
That's fair.
like lore wise.
I think it'll probably elaborate on it more.
Yeah, and there's like, I mean, shit.
I guess
Are we just
let's
jumping
get
right
into
in?
it. Yeah, let's get into it. So Chris and I have been playing Black Myth Wukong. I think we're both on chapter 2 as of now. I want to say I'm nearing the end of chapter 2, perhaps. But yeah, what do you?
Yeah, no, I feel like we're in a good spot. We've played enough to where it's like a really good kind of first impression review.
Yeah.
Because I literally have just finished chapter 1. Like literally right as Robert got here, it was like showing this animation that's kind of leading into chapter 2.
Yeah.
So I think last night it was kind of late because I did not stay up as late as you did playing this game. But I just don't think I was quite in the mood for a game like that because we've seen so much gameplay and we've heard so much about the game that I was kind of expecting a little more hack and slash than it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't sure what exactly to expect, but that's kind of what I was, expecting a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's definitely more hack and slash than what it's being compared to, like a Souls-like game. But I feel like it still edges more towards being a Souls-like.
Yeah, I'd say
I don't know if you agree, but in my opinion, I think it does.
No, I definitely agree. I want to say it's if I had to compare it to anything, it would definitely be a Souls-like in difficulty almost. Not as punishing, obviously. You don't lose your souls and runes and whatever.
Yeah.
You do have to run back to some of the bosses, which is very Dark Souls-esque.
Yeah, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah, but you can, again, avoid all the enemies if you want.
You can get there in like within a minute.
Yeah.
Dodging the enemies.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not like a big deal. That's honestly probably the most annoying part. But there are some elements of like Jedi Survivor and what is the other one? Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that combat wise almost, where you kind of have to dodge and then hit and Because that's almost Souls-like, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah. Um.
And then I guess the other one would kind of be like a God of War with just like the inputs and the buttons,
Yeah.
combos and shit like that.
So, before we get into that, so again, last night, I don't think I was just kind of quite in the mood for a game like that. So I was like, like, all right, kind of starting off a little boring, blah, blah, blah. But then I picked it up this morning, and I think it just kind of clicked for me a little bit more.
Yeah.
In the fact that, I kind of had to get away from this being like a hack and slash game because you can't just go into a boss fight and hack and slash.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading a review yesterday that was kind of talking about it, and I think the way that they put it was pretty true. It just kind of almost like being a dance, like boss fights is like a dance.
Yeah.
Obviously with Souls-like games, you have to like learn the move sets, and I just want to kind of go in there, finish in my combo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like you have to learn the attacks that leave them vulnerable for you to be able to put out a full combo.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just kind of swinging twice. Yes, swinging twice. That just sounds weird. Swinging twice. Swinging twice. Dodge. All right, that was a big attack. And then we let out the full combo. Swing, swing, dodge. Versus just like going in there, Dante, Kratos style. Just
True.
Just hacking and slashing. And yeah, it took me till like this morning playing to like figure that out. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I get this a little bit more. It's a little easier now.
Yeah, when you fight, so there's a boss towards the end of chapter 1, I want to say. I won't say the name just for spoilers' sake, but you go in there, you kind of beat his ass, and then all of a sudden, you're drained, you used everything, and he's got a second phase.
Okay.
And then you're like, okay, this is fucked up. This is pretty fucking hard. What do I do?
Yeah.
And then you go back into it. Maybe you die another time. You go back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this.
Mm-hmm.
I can get through his first phase easy, as where you were just draining everything, fucking taking hits the first time just to get through the fight. But that's when the game's teaching you, like, listen, you got to pace yourself here.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a fucking second phase. You will punish yourself.
Yeah, you definitely have to be patient, and I think in that manner, it's very like Souls-like.
Yeah.
Hold on, is the name of that character a spoiler?
I mean, probably not.
Oh, okay.
But I just didn't want to give it away for like the second phase, because like, say if somebody's listening, and then they get there, they're gonna be like, oh, this is that motherfucker.
Oh gosh.
You want to punch the viewer. You
Right.
You want them to learn the hard way.
No, that's a pretty that's a good punishment. That punishment definitely teaches you.
Yeah. Yeah. Our friend Ken got this game last night, and he spent quite a while on that boss.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got punished a little bit, but I think again by like the 5th try, I had him. I didn't think he was like hard.
Mm-mm.
A lot of it is, as you die a few more times, and where it starts you with that boss is really nice because you just kind of run down some stairs into the water. You're there.
Yeah.
But by the 4th or 5th try you're timing, you're just time that you're trying, you're just almost like rushing a little bit.
Yeah.
And again, that's where again you have to be patient.
Yeah.
Because whether it's a second phase or sometimes, even if the enemy doesn't have a second phase, usually when they get towards that second half mark, they start to do this one attack. So you do have to be patient. You're not going to go in and just like hack and slash.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part where like you'll die a bunch because you're just getting impatient.
Exactly.
So maybe that's what happened with Ken.
It could be.
'Cause he's good at games like that. He's just good at games in general. But I didn't find that guy too hard.
Yeah, no, I didn't either, honestly. Did you come by the withered wisp or whatever the fuck soul? The big, like Buddha looking dude?
I tried, dude. I just passed him early on because I was like...
Yeah, because you're at first... So that's pretty early in the game.
That
you
is.
maybe fight like 10 mobs or something.
Yeah.
And they're basic mobs that take like 3 hits to kill.
Right.
And then you get to that guy. And that's where the game's like,
Dude, I got to him, and, I was kind of thinking that, like, oh man, I fucking suck, dude. Why is this guy hard? And then I was thinking, like, all right, because sometimes in games, these Souls-like games, Elden Ring, for example, early on, you got the Tree Sentinel there.
Mm-hmm.
Not really supposed to kill him then and there. You come back to him. That's what I was thinking with him. So I was like, fuck him. I'm just going to go right past him.
Yeah, I being I guess the Soulsborne guy here, mainly, I just fucking went in.
I mean, I think with enough tries,
It took me
I was
about
getting
like
impatient.
7 or 8 tries. But
I was definitely getting impatient because you then later on fight another one who's like a boss, a secret boss.
Yeah.
And, very similar like attacks
Yeah.
and stuff. And he wasn't nearly as hard.
No.
But there's also a gimmick to like fighting him that will help once you figure it out.
But I did see today IGN posted apparently that boss is fucking up a lot of people. Which
I
makes
thought
sense.
you were about to say he's one of the hardest.
No.
I mean, about to feel really
definitely
good.
early game, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the one I struggled with the most until last night. Well, I guess that's when I was playing it, but until right before I got off, there was a boss that I was struggling with.
Chapter 2?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could say it because I guess he's in the trailer, but
Okay.
you remember the tiger that's lapping up the blood?
Mm-hmm. Aren't you like fighting him in blood?
Yes.
Isn't it like just like a almost pool of blood?
Yeah, it's a pool of blood.
And I remember that fight looking particularly sick.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking sick fight. And honestly, I want to say it didn't give me as much trouble as that first initial guy, but it was still a tough fight.
Okay.
But it was a fun fight for sure.
Yeah, this game is what keeps me going, or like what really appeals to me in the fun factor is, again, it's difficult. I don't think it has like quite the Elden Ring difficulty, but I mean, I am still very early. But it's nice to like kick some ass, get to a boss, and it feels so good to be the boss the first try.
Oh yeah.
And then to
That's
keep
true.
going.
That's
you
true.
know, like when you play games like this, like a big reason why I love games like this and like God of War in particular is just feeling like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing makes you feel more like a badass when you kick a ton of ass, you get to a boss, and you beat him first try.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I'm immersed in this character because obviously this character wouldn't die here. He would just kick ass and beat all these guys first try. Like, for example, one of the earliest like main bosses, that wolf that like jumps around, beat him first try. And
Same,
I was like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that felt really good.
Yeah, and he hits hard as fuck too.
He does. Shoot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because in chapter 2 specifically, it's like pretty massive. It is still linear, but just that area is fucking massive.
Mm-hmm.
But there's quite a few bosses around there, and you'll go through, and you just don't want to rest because you don't want shit respawning because you're trying to, traverse the area.
Yes, Souls-like mechanic.
Exactly. And you'll beat like a couple bosses, and you'll be out of your gourds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you heal with, and you're limited to like 4 or 5 of them. So I'll just be going through, and another boss comes up. I have no fucking flasks. I have my 1 HP pool. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you beat a boss, and you're like, holy fuck, dude. I'm a god.
I am a god. I am literally a god.
Or then you die.
Yeah.
And that's happened too. So I'm just like, well, at least I didn't lose my souls.
Yeah, and like you said, the Souls equivalent, you don't use those when you die. But in like every other regard, it's very Souls-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my thing is, it just based off what I've seen and what I've heard, it seems like the makers of this game are so adamant about this is not a Souls-like.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
like, this is not a Souls-like game. But I feel like it's the same kind of RPG element. You know,
Yeah.
people argue, hey, the new God of War is an RPG, the new Zelda. Like, how many mechanics can you use before it becomes an RPG?
Exactly.
Like, how many mechanics, Souls-like mechanics, can you use before it becomes a Souls-like?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't use the bonfire mechanic. You know, the same, like, I guess the multiple mechanics that are going on with the bonfire. Like, don't use that and then be adamant about it not being a Souls-like game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, From Software, they concocted this formula that is loved by fucking tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people worldwide. So why do you not want to kind of fit into that genre?
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Or
just
why are you adamant to not fit in there?
it being like a Chinese developer and they don't want to be put in that box. It's like, hey, no, this is our own thing. We're not that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's part of it.
Perhaps.
And again, this is like coming, secondhand. It's not like I've read where the developer's like, this is not a, don't you dare say it is. This is just based off what I've heard people say.
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually do have some interesting facts about Black Myth Wukong.
Ooh, does one of them happen to be the Xbox fact? Okay, never mind. Continue.
No, but you tell me after. So Pow World congratulated Black Myth for becoming the most played single player game of all time on Steam.
Okay.
So that was yesterday, I want to say.
Very cool.
Now I want to say later that day, or could have been today, I don't know. But it passed Pow World in their peak player count. So Pow World's peak player count was 2,101,867.
Oh, wow.
And as of today, Black Myth Wukong's peak player count was 2,358,580.
Damn, for a single player game.
It's on a fucking Wednesday, bro.
That's nutty.
Yeah.
And just for beating, a game that is, pretty much made to be played with friends.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. Okay, you have Pow World. You have this fucking game that's been in development for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing you true gameplay. They're showing you, true cinematics. They're showing you what they're giving you. Okay?
Right.
So what Black Myth Wukong does, the exact same thing. They work on a game, they finish it. They're not selling you fucking dumbass single player DLC, or not DLC, but microtransactions. They're not fucking putting out an unfinished game. They optimized it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is what they get. A first-time developer, Chinese studio, fucking just destroyed records on a release.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely how you do it, and I think people know this. People like game studios, developers, they know this. It's just they're lazy.
I mean,
so they pump out games and they put the microtransactions just to get. They're lazy and greedy.
Yeah, no, I think
the money.
it's agreed with these corporate companies. Like, I mean, not that this is one of them, but just Sony, like a big corporation, Microsoft, Nintendo. They're like, hey, we're gonna make this game. We're gonna make it by this time. And I mean, regardless if it's finished or whatever, we're fucking putting it out.
It needs to be
and
out.
we can update it as we go because that's the world we live in now.
Well, all right. So let me digress a little bit. And again, let me preface with there's ignorance here. We don't make games. We don't really know.
No, we're just a couple of idiots talking.
Yeah, seriously. Please always have that, like, be in that headspace. Know that when you're listening to us before you roast us.
Yeah.
Or, be like everyone else and just continue to roast.
Yeah, facts.
No offense will be taken. We can take it. But so I'm sure a lot of that is sometimes the developers, but probably even more so the publishers.
Yes.
That's where it gets greedy because they're the ones who are like, hey, you're making this game. We've already put out that it's going to come out this day. You need to make sure it does.
Yeah, and you definitely can't blame the actual developers.
Right.
Because these people are working a fuck ton of overtime. Definitely not near the pay that they should be getting. I mean, I want to say the average like video game developer makes like $60K a year. That's probably salary, and they're probably working like fucking 15-hour shifts, and they're probably working on it at home.
That's so nutty.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
just working at it at home is probably the only nice thing. But again,
yeah,
when you don't really get to have the enjoyment of, working from home and enjoying the home part of it because you're working for 15 hours.
Yeah. And
most people aren't awake for 15 hours.
Right. And you're cutting corners because you're trying to finish it by this date and all this shit. Like, how can you put like any true love into a game when you have to, just fucking dodge all these obstacles.
And there's just so many pressures and other factors, one of which being there's a lot of studios and companies just kind of being shut down.
Yeah,
So
I
you
know.
could put
you
a
have
lot
like no job security in the fucking video
Yeah.
game industry.
So you can literally put your heart into a game and then it just not even be released, or
Yeah.
be released and you're just getting shit on.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Crazy.
And we're the ones shitting on them.
I know. Like,
well, we're not shitting on the people developing the games, to be fair. Not usually.
Yeah. Again, like what I just did there, I tried to digress a little bit.
Exactly,
Because
yeah,
it
yeah,
is kind of the publisher, not always the developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a very complicated industry, honestly.
Yeah, there's definitely, and again, there's a lot of ignorance here, but I feel like I maybe have a little bit more understanding than like majority of people, you know? I think most people every time will just be like, fuck these guys, fuck this, fuck these developers.
Yeah.
This game wasn't done, you know? But what is this, who developed it, this game? What's
Fuck,
the name?
I can't remember the name now.
Because again, kudos to them. Like again, that's how you do it. Because didn't they, like they've made games
Game
before,
Science.
but it's like mobile games that they've made.
Is that what it is?
I think this is their first like console game, right? You say game design?
Game Science.
Game Science. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Okay, so they made Art of War, Red Tides.
That sounds like a mobile game.
Multiplayer strategy game. It's on Steam. But it definitely looks like a mobile game.
Yeah, so maybe
that's kind of cool though. Red Tides, that's the move that you get from that fucking wolf with the like halberd.
Oh, yeah.
Or the double-ended.
I didn't pick up on the name of it, but
that's cool.
I do utilize the fuck out of that.
Yeah, that shit's fucking good.
Well,
because you get your own HP pool.
You get your own HP, and I don't know if it's just something I have equipped, but every time I go back to my character, it always gives me a little bit more HP when I get out of it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Again, it could be something like that I have equipped.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's just default to that. And also, what is our characters? What do they refer to him as? The something one. The blank one.
Not the Is it the promised one? No.
I don't think so.
It starts with a P, I want to say. Fuck, what was it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess
the chosen one?
No, not the chosen one. I guess it could be the promised one. I thought it started with like an N or a D.
I can't remember, to be honest. Because obviously, not a spoiler here, because in the prologue of Black Myth, you are Sun Wukong.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people probably still think they're going to be playing as his character. I mean, you're playing as someone who literally looks just like him.
Yeah.
And I don't know nothing about the lore. Like, is this a copy of him? Is this like a reincarnation of him? Like, I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know how much they've actually changed from the story. So I'm not entirely sure.
I thought I did read that. I'm pretty sure I read, this was a review, but they were going in depth with it. But I think they did take some type of freedom with the telling of the story.
Oh, the Destined one.
The Destined one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Destined one. That's the character you play as, the Destined one. And it's kind of cool because pretty much every boss that I've encountered, even like normal enemies, they're almost mistaking you for being Sun Wukong.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's like a Shadow Jutsu type clone.
I hope it is.
Or if you birthed just from him and evolution, because I guess at the point that you start the game, it's been hundreds of years since Sun Wukong has gone missing. Because he kind of like, I don't know if he technically dies because he's in that like shell, but he's got like almost like the Dragon Balls. He's got kind of scattered across the world.
So this is very early on. I think we can talk about this, just because this is in the prologue. But I was so confused by one scene in the prologue.
Which one?
So, obviously he's fighting all these like giants, and then that one guy comes down. He's fighting him, and he's like, "Meet me in the forest."
Mm-hmm.
So he turns into the bird, and then he starts flying off. but then he like just falls down.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't see him get hit by anything. He's just like,
I was confused about that too.
and then it goes into like it kind of skips to the scene where you kind of take over
Yeah,
as this destined one character, and I was like, what happened?
yeah. I was
What?
also confused
Did
about
I
that.
miss something?
Maybe it'll be told later, like what exactly happened to him.
Yeah.
Because at first, he's like fucking OP as fuck, and then you fly away, and then it.
Right.
So yeah, I have no idea.
So I don't know if
I
that
feel like they're definitely they can't just do that and not give us fucking
right.
anything
Yeah.
about it.
I didn't know if there was just something I missed, but then it made me think of the end of chapter 1 where you fight this boss and then he turns into like this, I don't know, orb or spirit, and he's like getting away, but then he weakens and then comes down. So I was like, is that the same thing that happened? Again, I don't know exactly what happened, but he made it seem like, ha ha ha, you haven't beat me, I'm going to go away, and then he gets weakened somehow.
Oh, I want to say, because in the dialogue with that, he's like, "Spare me" or something.
Well, then he's
I
like
can't-
begging
I
for
couldn't-
mercy.
Yeah, because he couldn't figure out how to work the power of that relic or whatever.
Oh, maybe that was it.
So I don't know entirely, but yeah.
Also, wasn't that difficult. He got me a couple times.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that was
yeah.
a sick fight.
Yeah, I think. Actually, I want to say Ashley was in the room as I beat it. I want to say I did it one try, I think, but it was close. It was definitely close.
I feel like I can definitely see that. Because that was one where I don't think he was hard, but that was one where you really had to like stay patient
Yes.
with that fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he was kind of a sponge. Well, makes sense because he was a big bear.
Oh.
He was a big animal. Nah, I already said it. He was a big bear.
I was trying to think of the fucking Bear in the Big Blue House theme, but I couldn't.
But that was a sick fight, and that was just like that was a pretty epic fight because it was
yeah.
huge. It was giving me like Kung Fu Panda vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Wait,
so go ahead.
No, I was about to like get into like a question.
Okay, before that, what were you
Yeah.
saying about Xbox?
Oh, well, I had seen this guy's video, and he was talking about this game and the developers, and I didn't like fact check this, so take it with a grain of salt. But this game is out for PC and PlayStation.
Right.
It's not out for Xbox.
Mm-mm.
And he was saying something along the lines, this isn't verbatim, but the developers were pretty much like, Xbox isn't even important to us. Like, pretty much, fuck Xbox. We don't even give a fuck.
Oh, man.
PlayStation and PC.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Just think
really.
but it's just kind of funny. I'm sure they
I mean,
did not-
Xbox couldn't run it, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, no, it would do fine. But, I don't know. Maybe Xbox has just had too many, they don't have the best track record. So maybe they were just like, we're not even going to try.
Yeah.
Because if you fail to run this, you're going to fuck us.
That is true.
Yeah. PlayStation will fucking optimize the fuck out of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that's a good question why it didn't come to that. It could have been like Sony reached out after the initial like showing of like just this game being known and how hyped up it was. That Sony reached out and like had a contract made like, hey, if you stay loyal to us, I
Would've
guess
been smart.
you can keep it on PC, but
Yeah.
check this out.
It'd
This
be
is how many
smart.
millions we'll give you.
Yeah, no. Again, would have been incredibly smart, and I'm sure. Well, I'm not going to say sure, but I don't think the developer worded it like that. Like fuck Xbox.
Oh yeah.
But that was just kind of like the vibe I was getting. Pretty much like, oh fuck them. We're not
Yeah, that's
even
fair.
worried about Xbox.
That's very interesting.
But the question I was going to ask, how can I word it? So you've been looking forward to this game for a very long time,
Yes.
literally 4 years. Would have argued within those 4 years, probably your most anticipated game.
One of
within
them,
the 4
for
years.
sure.
What do you love most about this game? Because I'd asked you when you got here, did it live up to the hype? You said, fuck yeah. What do you love about this game?
What do I love most about the game? Honestly, probably the art. Just the art direction.
The art direction?
Yeah, the art direction's really nice. It's like the hyper realism slash, I don't even know. The fuck do you call it? Like anamorphic. What the fuck's the term for those?
Oh, is that not it?
Is it?
Anamorphic,
I can't remember.
I feel like we're getting close.
Somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
something
But
like
like
that.
animals and like human form.
Yeah, just
Which
like
I mean, I
realistic
hate
animals.
that in Pokemon usually.
Yeah.
But like the way it's done in this game is like my preferred style, obviously.
Oh yeah, because it's definitely more like mature.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like stylized, cartoony.
Yeah. Because I always like growing up, you know, you see like the Ninja Turtles or the Street Sharks or fucking the dudes from Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Tekken? Or is it Street Fighter? I think it was Tekken, right? With
Tekken?
the
You got, like,
the
King?
fighting, was that his name?
The
Like
fighting
the tiger dude?
Yeah, King.
Yeah, so like growing up, just all that shit was kind of cool to me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love seeing it in like this aspect. Obviously close to my heart, Sun Wukong with
Mhm.
Goku and that whole story. But so to go through this and kind of learn that story would be kind of cool because I don't really know it. And I love mythos, so you know,
You do, yeah. You definitely
combining the two is really cool.
do. That, and with the game being really well optimized for PC, that definitely helps
Mm-hmm.
to get all that beauty
Oh yeah,
and a
for
good
sure.
frame rate. I would have guessed that. I mean, obviously, I know those things about you, and I knew you would have appreciated that. But I thought just the fact that it's almost like
A boss rush
a
game.
a boss rush game.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, that was my second part. Is I love how many bosses there are. I love that it's not extremely challenging. I love the level that it's at. It's been really satisfying so far. I will say just it being in Unreal Engine 5 and them not using like so many cuz like Elden Ring for example, they'll kind of show you a radius where it's going to hit. Like a move will hit so that you can dodge out of the way. In this game, they don't do that. It's just kind of like
What do you mean, the radius?
like say there's like a fucking meteor coming, it'll kind of like show up on the ground and then
Oh, I see.
yeah. So in this game, it doesn't really do that at all.
Right.
It's like say that the that one guy that you have to fight that has the two stages, he'll fucking just blow up the water and it'll fucking take nearly all your HP.
Yeah, that is true.
And
Yeah,
you don't
that's
see that shit
just-
coming at all. So I kind of like that aspect just because you have to learn almost as you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And it also kind of keeps you immersed. So I love just the one gripe I have about that game, dude, and you'll soon learn this in chapter 2.
You won't learn in chapter 1? Like, I wouldn't have already learned
Oh,
this?
you probably would have, but it's just even more dramatic in chapter 2.
Okay.
No mini map. I hate
Oh,
not
no,
having
no,
a
no,
map.
no. I was going to I learned that in like the first hour.
Yeah.
I was annoyed.
Yeah,
because-
it's very annoying.
It's kind of surprising that I've already forgot, but you don't have a mini map in Elden Ring, right?
You don't have a mini map,
But you have a map.
but you have a map and you have a
map.
compass.
You have a map and a compass. But I think what's so genius about a game like that, it's very, obviously open world, but like the level design, it's kind of hard to like really lose yourself.
Yeah.
But with this game, like when you're in a forest, it looks like a realistic forest.
Yes.
So you're like, I don't even remember where the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Where was that guy? So not having a mini map, it was just a weird decision. Like why?
Mhm.
Like why'd you do that?
Yeah, I agree. And just like there's so, because you can go to like say a Star Wars game, like Star Wars Fallen Order, for example, and you can see what things you can get on top of, what ledges you can climb across, whatever it
Yeah.
is. In this game, there ain't shit. It's just you're traversing whatever is there.
Yeah.
And I like the immersion of it, but for a video game, it's kind of a a nuisance just to
Mhm.
see where I can and can't go.
Right.
So I mean, it's a small gripe. I hate the mini map factor more.
Yeah, I definitely hate the mini map thing.
Just give me a map, if anything. I can go without the mini map. I would just like to see where I have been and where I have not.
Right. And there was one area where it's a forest area, and it's where you fight that one guy who like throws out snakes. It's
Yes.
before you get there. Well, I was trying to get to him because I kind of knew the area he was at. And again, it's like a forest area. So it looks like there's like a bunch of just like, there's like a main path, but there's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of like smaller looking paths. But it was just so linear in the weirdest spots.
I know.
I couldn't even like jump across this like little rock to get onto a path. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm getting like boxed in with these enemies.
I know.
Almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, small gripe, but I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It was one of
it's
those like,
very
why did
strange.
it have to be like that? That does bring up one thing. If you've made it this far and you're playing the game or you're thinking about playing the game, when you're fighting a boss, do not get boxed in because you will die.
Oh, you will.
You will die.
Because you can't like roll through them. Like they are an object. They're a unit.
Yes.
And yes, I've died quite a few times to fucking getting stuck on a tree or some shit.
And I'm so used to how playing a game like this. I feel like this is the point where we're just throwing out our gripes, and they're small gripes. But playing a game like this makes me really appreciate just how tight and precise a game like Elden Ring was.
Yeah.
Because like when you roll, you roll.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I'm still kind of getting used to the roll and how long it takes because I'm just like hitting it and I don't know which one's triggered, and that mixed in with when I'm like swinging. Because when you swing and roll in Elden Ring, you swing and roll.
Yeah.
And in this game, if you swing and roll, you have to kind of wait for like the swing to be done. So I'm still getting used to that timing.
Yeah.
And that's fucked me up
there's a
couple
lot of
times.
upgrades that you'll see as you go if you kind of just like do like a little read through them. But like some upgrades, you'll be able to like use your light attacks, roll, use your light attacks again, and keep the combo up. So there's a lot of stuff that will kind of help with that.
Okay.
Because there's so much shit you can level up, dude. And the leveling really isn't that hard. But there's just a shit ton of stuff that you can just dump points into.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing about it, you can just reallot them whenever you want to.
You can reignite the spark.
Yeah.
I think that's how they
Yeah.
it. But yes, no, at any time.
But I love a game that does that.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
So you can, there's not a ton of like, with like Elden Ring, there's an infinite amount of builds you can do.
Exactly.
You don't really have that with this, but with what it does give you, you can just play around at any point, which is really nice. I agree.
No. It's they give you a lot of stuff that you can work towards and what kind of build you want to go for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very cool. And just the more you go, the more shit you're unlocking, like more abilities, more transformations, and all this shit.
Already, I feel like in this game versus, well, it may have just been more of a me thing and me just never utilizing this. I feel like the items are like more useful.
Yeah.
Versus like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
There's just a shit ton of different things you can craft and items in Elden Ring. And I probably speak for a majority of everyone. We just didn't use them.
Mm-hmm.
There's items you use.
Oh, no. Yeah,
but with all the items you had, it was just fodder.
The amount of times I crafted an Elden Ring was probably twice in about 200 hours. So.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, in this game, they're very useful teams because it is limited on the amount of potions and shit you can make.
Right.
I think for right now I may have like 8 unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
As far as potions, and that's like poison or frost or fire buildup, and then health regen, stamina regen, shit like that. But I used one last night, and I probably fought that tiger dude like 8 times or so. Kept dying. Popped a fucking potion that helped my strength go up. I think it said increases your strength for a long period.
Yeah.
I used that bitch one try.
Yeah, see,
so
like,
it fucking helped.
It's nice. It's nice to have like items and find the things that you find. It's
Yeah.
nice to be able to know like, oh shit, I'm gonna use
Yeah.
that.
So like going out of the way and just turning a corner and you see a bush there, it's worth it to grab that bush
Right. Right.
in this game.
Yeah.
But shit, we're already at an hour. Do you want to fucking talk about this TV show real quick?
Yeah, because I showered before we started recording, and I had some thoughts on it. But
Okay.
yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so Black Myth Wukong, loving it so far.
Oh, that's maybe first impression review. I feel like we kind of do that.
Yeah.
Let's give a
first impression. I'll
try
give
and
it-
put the 4. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect your score at all, but the 4 years of build up and bias, let's try and put it aside. Like if this just game
Yeah.
came out of nowhere and you just started playing it.
I would give it. I'd give it a solid 9, probably. Yeah.
So, again, yesterday I just wasn't in the mood for just that kind of game. Honestly, I was expecting to kind of come into this episode not necessarily shitting on it, but just to be, have a lot more gripes.
Yeah.
But
And-
after today and things clicking, and like you said, it's not really too fair to think these things early on because most games don't like start off really
Yeah.
strong early on. But things started to click. I started to see the appeal and the fun factor. So I think as of right now, I'm at about an 8.5.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I
Glad
feel like
to hear
I'm
that.
really like starting to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to play more. And yeah, 9, 8.5.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Black Myth Wukong. Okay, so next we're going to be talking about an Amazon published anthology TV series called Secret Level.
Mm.
And this shit comes out on December 10th. That's really soon.
It's crazy because I was about to say this came out of nowhere, but I know Gamescom is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But like, did anyone see this coming? Like, did anyone hear about this?
No, so there's one thing that we have heard, and I don't know if this is it. So we knew that we actually talked about it last week briefly,
Mm-hmm.
that a God of War TV show or something was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We just knew something God of War with Amazon was being made.
Right.
And this might be it. And if so, it's going to be pretty disappointing because I would love a fucking God of War TV series. But I'm happy to see this because this looks like it's going to be very cool.
Yeah, this looks really sick because, every time we talk about that God of War series, I feel like one of us mentions, like, why not just do a super hyper-realistic CGI show
Mm-hmm.
and not like just like a real-life
Yes.
adaptation of it? Just because that's so much more difficult and just hyper-realistic CGI, everyone's going to be happy with it. It's so much more of a safer option.
Yeah.
Just do that. So again, I agree that if this is what that was, because I think was the God of War thing, was that like legit or was that just rumor? Or was that like verified?
I want to say it was legit.
It was legit.
I'll have to look back into it,
But if that is what it is, because from what I've seen, this is just going to be like 15 episodes, mini episodes,
yeah.
each episode being a different, game.
Yeah.
I would be pretty disappointed. But I was thinking in the shower, you know how you have your normal shower thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
This is called Secret Levels. I was thinking, what if this is almost like setting up some like Marvel tier shit where you have like the different phases and
Ooh.
it's just called Secret Levels because these little episodes are setting up what are each going to be their own like kind of series. So where Marvel is obviously in the DC shows, they have their own like whatever universes. What if this is going to be something like that?
Yeah, because they can track, like what episode's been watched the most. So if they take that and they're like, let's make this a fucking series, then
Yeah.
yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Um,
Because this could be setting up, because again, with a name like Secret Levels, I'm like, all right, so if you're giving me God of War, Secret Levels, like, Are we now kind of fleshing out something that was maybe mentioned but not really showed off too much in the games?
Yeah.
Like, are you now setting up that for a series? Letting us know, like, hey, based off this episode you've seen, this is kind of what we're going to be covering and going over in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd
it's
be sick.
very interesting to think about. And we don't have long. We got until December 10th. But if this is the first time you're hearing about this, these are the different video games that will have their own episodes in the series. And that includes Pac-Man, Mega Man, otherwise known as
Rockman.
Yep. God of War, Ghost of Tsushima.
I've heard rumors about that getting a movie.
Yeah, I've heard that also. Concord, don't know why the fuck this needs one. Dungeons and Dragons, that could always be cool.
I feel like that's already like being done everywhere,
Yeah,
like the movie. True. I feel like the Vox Machina with the Critical Role. Like,
but I want to say in the trailer
Dragons
though, it had like the fucking 5-headed dragon or whatever that you usually see on like box art and shit.
Okay.
So I think that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're very right about that. Armored Core, that was definitely interesting.
Kent's
and
gonna
it had
love that.
Keanu Reeves as that was the person in the fucking armored suit.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, that was Keanu Reeves. In the
I need
armor
to
suit.
watch that again. I did not pick up on that.
Fucking cool.
But again, Ken is gonna be stoked to hear
dude,
that.
he loves Armored Core. Actually, if you go back to our episode with Armored Core in the title, check it out.
Fires of Rubicon.
Yeah, he's a huge fan. Warhammer 40K. That's
we know
cool.
Henry Cavill is working on a Warhammer project.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why he's no longer Geralt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So interesting.
Crossfire, which I'm not familiar with. I don't know what Crossfire is. Do you?
I think it's an up and coming like Call of Duty-esque game. Yeah, just like a military shooter, I want to say.
What are they gonna do?
Zombies? Ah, fuck. That's been done. Fuck.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Sifu? Sifu?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like I guess, how would you even describe that? Like a samurai type?
It's like I feel like it's I haven't played it, but just from what I've heard and seen,
modern day.
It's very like unique, just martial arts fighting game.
Oh, that's it?
But it just takes a lot. Like it's one of those, I think, easy to pick up, like hard to master fighting games.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I think it has like a roguelite element to it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually looked into that, but it's very iconic, like
Sifu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spelunky. This is the oddball in here, even after Pac-Man, which
that's
still kind of strange.
Super odd. Yeah. But I mean, that could be obviously you have things like God of War and Warhammer, so you have some like maybe shows more geared for adults, just going off that theory there.
Yeah.
And then you have maybe some more kids shows
that
like
is true.
Spelunky.
Yeah, but like Spelunky, I mean, Minecraft, fucking
I'm sure
Roblox, anything.
I'm sure when they originally had the idea, they probably had all these IPs they wanted.
Yeah.
But you can't get all of them.
That's true.
So
that
it's
is fair.
like, well, we can get Spelunky.
It could be an Amazon product. I have no idea.
It could be.
The Outer Worlds. I want to say that is maybe Amazon Studio based. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe, but I know that was the very Fallout-esque game.
Yes.
Outer Worlds.
Honor of Kings.
Honor of Kings.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
I'm not entirely sure about that one. I don't know if it's a new thing or what, but just from what I saw in the trailer, it looked like it could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I love fucking anything like medieval times and shit.
Right.
But New World, that was the Amazon MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus, that could be cool.
Remind me, what is that? Exodus?
Isn't that the
Exodus.
like Metro? What the fuck was that? Was it Metro Exodus? Was that the name of the game?
It was. Yeah, I think that was it. But this just said Exodus.
Oh, so
right?
maybe that's not it.
Yeah, I don't know what just Exodus.
I don't know. I have to look more into that then.
Yeah.
And Unreal Tournament.
That's pretty cool.
It's unique.
Did you ever play any of those games, Unreal?
I don't know which one, but yeah, one of them.
I played one where the graphic style was it literally because it like had a campaign and it was for the 360, but like the character models looked just like the Gears of War character models.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm curious how that's going to play out because I want to say that's kind of isn't that like a arena shooter
Yeah,
game?
that's exactly what it
That's
is.
so interesting.
So,
But two of those, look up real quick Henry Cavill's Warhammer project, if that's Amazon. Because that would be really cool if that would be kind of two confirmations that we have a God of War Amazon project and a Warhammer Amazon project. That would just be more fuel for this hypothesis I'm putting together.
it's at Amazon.
So, again,
Rumor from 2 months ago, Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K show at Amazon might be shelved. Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, this could be like setting that up.
Yeah,
This could be setting these things up.
that is very interesting.
Yeah. Again, I don't. Maybe again, this is one of those shows geared towards kids. I'm not too sure what you would do with like a Pac-Man show.
Yeah, that between that and like Unreal Tournament, like how are we gonna get a story out of that?
Maybe there's just some lore because there's a bunch of them. Unreal Tournament, Unreal
Yeah.
Tournament 2. Again, this third one, I'm pretty sure it's the third one or fourth that I played for the 360 years back. It had some story to it,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe there's lore there.
Yeah, possibly.
Don't know if there's quite much Pac-Man lore. I know the ghosts have names.
Yeah, I mean, true. I mean,
We're gonna get that yellow bitch.
oh,
But,
fuck. Eating all my cherries. Yeah, I don't know. But either
You
way,
and your missus.
yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that, honestly. So glad you brought that to my attention.
Yeah.
Secret level
They knew what they were doing because the thumbnail was like Kratos.
Oh, fuck
They
yeah.
knew what they were doing.
with a millisecond in the trailer.
I know it's just boop, but it's so iconic
I
that
know.
like everyone picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny because it was just whoop, just Norse Kratos, just like
Yeah.
that.
Honestly, it could be because maybe he's seen into his future and we're actually getting Greek Kratos.
Oh shit, dude. But what if like this is almost like leading us into like the next project?
He's going to Egypt.
That would be sick.
Bruh.
Like there's like some type of little Easter egg somewhere in this episode or show
I mean, if
that we
anything,
get in the future.
that's what these shows are cool for, is to show us what the studios, like the game studios, don't want to create, you know?
Yeah.
Just give us those what ifs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Dang. Like you said though, we'll see. December.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know it.
But yeah, this has been episode 95 of the Hardcore Podcast.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week for more than likely some Gamescom news.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, do whatever on whatever streaming platforms. Thank you very much.
Toodaloo.
Peace.
Keyboard cat.